Trudeau's not the only politician looking to make it more difficult to purchase firearms. Here in the U.S., at least 3 states are moving ahead with some form of gun control legislation. So is any of this actually likely to be effective in preventing the mass shootings like the one that occurred in Uvalde, Texas? Joining me now to discuss, President of the Crime Prevention Research Center, John Lott. John, thank you for being with us.
It's great to talk to you again, Buck.
Let's start with the Canada law, or expected law, if you will. You had Justin Trudeau saying this is what experts in law enforcement have been calling for a long time. He's a politician. He makes stuff up a lot. I get that. What's the reality, one, of gun violence in Canada, handgun sales in Canada, and magazine limitations as a means of stopping violence?
Well, Canada, since 1934, has had very strict regulations on handguns. You have to get a license to do that. Trudeau's father ended concealed carry in Canada in the mid-1970s. But there have been reports from the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, even with the registration and licensing of handguns that they've had, as I say, since 34, they can't point to any crimes that they've been able to solve as a result of registration and licensing. The people who have had handguns have been largely drug dealer type situations. And the notion that they're going to be able to stop drug dealers from being able to go and get guns is probably no more realistic than they've been able to stop drug dealers from getting illegal drugs to go and sell. It's not like drug dealers can go to the police and say, look, this other dealer stole my drugs. Can you help us get them back? They have to set up their own little militaries to go and protect that extremely valuable property that they have. And the notion that somehow if I could click my fingers and cause all illegal drugs to disappear from Canada and all guns, that illegal drugs wouldn't start coming back into the country and they'd be bringing in the weapons that they need to protect that very valuable property at the same time, just isn't very serious.
What do we know about the history of magazine limitations? I mean, first of all, there are an estimated, as I've seen it, John, 20 million guns in Canada already. People have more magazines. Gun owners have more magazines than guns usually. So you're talking about tens of millions of magazines already in circulation. And now they're saying there's going to be a 5-round limit in magazines, new magazines sold. They did something, I believe, similar to this in New York with the SAFE Act. What do we know about trying to combat mass shootings or gun violence of any kind by making it a crime to have a bigger magazine?
Right. I mean, we had the federal assault weapons ban from 94 to 2004, where we had a limit of 10 rounds in a magazine. The SAFE Act in New York imposed a 7-round limit, but that was struck down by the courts. Look, I don't know if these guys know much about guns at all.